since I've used this Storyteller collection by Coco Vanilla Studio in collaboration with Tracy Reed. Now, I love the blue in this collection, and I have the perfect photo to use with this blue. Hello, my name is Nikki, and I'm with Nikki's Scrapbooking Adventures. We are doing a Mix It Up Monday video where we take a sketch once a month on the second Monday of the month and do a little bit of a hop to mix it up. So that means we're going to add some mixed media or add some type of element other than paper and stickers and photos. So that's what we're doing today. We are going to be using some mixed media with the Storyteller collection. Now this is my son, and this blue shirt actually matches perfectly with the Storyteller collection. Now in the photo it doesn't super match, but that's okay. And the sketch we're using has a photo right here with a band across it of mixed media and elements. And I really like this sketch. It allows me to get some pattern paper on here and some mixed media. What's not to love? So my plan for this is, this is a 5.5 by 7.5 piece of paper. I cut it down from a 6 by 8 because I wanted to be able to get my mixed media behind it, and I felt like 6 by 8 was just a little too big. So we are going to use some of the Distress Oxide Faded Jeans as our primary color for our mixed media today. Let's first set the page up so that we know what we're doing, because that's important, knowing what we're doing. So I've already prepped a little bit, and one of the pieces that I pulled out of my stash is this number line. I really like it. I ended up coloring this with some Copic markers. Now these are alcohol-based markers, and I find that they dry quick and they absorb into the wood very nicely. And you can still see the color. So the color that I did was B63 Light Hydrangea, and it was the best color match. You can see on the back I tried to match as best as I could, and this has several layers on it so that it does match. And this is my plan. I'm going to lay this down right across there and then put my photo on top so that you only see those specific numbers. So knowing that, I need to make sure to shift lay it around a little bit. Okay. Now with my way of doing mixed media, I have certain steps, right? First step is to define our white space. Now the white space is going to be everything around here. So that means my mixed media is going to be very close to my 6 by 8 or almost 6 by 8 piece of paper. And then we need to add some texture. So my texture today is probably going to be a stencil. And what I'm thinking about doing is adding some plus signs on here somehow. So let's see if I have a stencil with some plus signs. Okay, here's some plus signs. I'm not sure if I have any others. This is how I store my stencils. Let's make sure you can see this. This is just an 8x8 album that is not post-bound, although it might end up being a post-bound album, depending if I need this for something else. I thought about doing hearts, but we already have hearts on there, so that's not necessary. Okay, so it's between these two, and I could rotate this to be plus. That would be kind of cute, right? There's some pluses that way. That's a lot of work. So I'm thinking I'm going to stick with this one, but we'll see what happens. I first want to at least get this mixed media down on the background, and then we'll worry about some texture. So I am just going to, let's see, I probably should mark where this is going, so I know. Let's make sure everything is straight. All those fun things. Okay, so that's about there. Okay. Get a wet brush. Now I purchased this off from Dollar Tree. It was just in the art section and I love it. This is how I keep my water. I've seen some really cool gadgets from Amazon that give you a fresh supply of water, which I've thought about doing, but not really in the budget right now to do something like that, especially when I don't do mixed media that often. But if that's something that you're interested in, definitely be my guest. They're pretty cool. They like refresh your water, kind of something like this from Dollar Tree, where this is supposed to be for oh my goodness, what is it called? Fingernail crap. Clearly I haven't done my fingernails a very long time. Acetone. Oh my goodness, that word totally escaped my brain. Ugh. Do you guys have that where your brain just doesn't want to remember anything? Oh my goodness. Words. Words. That's a thing. Okay. Now I want the same kind of edginess on this side. So I'm going to add some more ink down. So I just don't feel like I'm going to have enough, because I want that darker color. Now this is going to dry lighter than what you would get if you were to just smear it, and that's okay. Okay, let's see if we can lighten some of those edges, maybe get them more. I really like how this turned out. You can definitely see my white space. I've added some splatters. I even got some texture from the paper towel I was using to kind of soak up some of the water. Really like how this turned out. Now I want to do a couple of things. I feel like the numbers are just kind of meh, and I need to make them pop. So I originally had added black around the outside. Well, I need to specifically point out the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so even though I have them colored in blue, I'm going to go ahead and color them in black. So I'm going to make sure that I just kind of use my broad edge, and most of the time I'll go with the grain, but black doesn't really matter. Now I will say I do need to be careful about right here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a specific line where the 4 and the 5 meet, so that you can tell which number is which. So there's 4 and 5. And I wanted to be very light-handed on that because I didn't want it to bleed. One thing about coloring with Copics in general is that it soaks into whatever material you're using, and so when it soaks, it will bleed. So if you don't want it to bleed, you just have to be a little bit lighter with your drawing and very precise of where you want it. Okay, so I think that looks really good. If I need to come back, I always can. You can definitely tell the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Cool, that's exactly what I wanted. Now, this dries almost immediately, but I don't want it to get any black on my page where it's not supposed to be. So I'm going to be very careful about where I place this. Now I have placed my paper already down, and it's where it's supposed to be. Now I think I am going to just scoot this down a little bit more. That looks good. I want my image at an angle. Now, one thing I've been trying to use more are those 49 & Market film strips. So I have a couple different color options. I've got red or I've got green. So I'm going to try to figure out which one looks best. And my plan is to be able to cut it underneath that photo and make it extend the whole 12 inches. So there's the red. Let's take a look at the green. I think I like the pop of red. Yep, we're gonna do red. I think you lose the green a little bit too much. Now, I'm doing a lot of mixed media on this layout. Well, I'm doing a lot of different parts. Like I've added wood veneer. So I don't think I'm gonna do a lot of embellishment. That was my whole point, is I'm already doing a lot. I'm already doing a lot on this layout. I'm also pulling in different alpha sizes. So these are from the Simple Stories books. And you know the 1, 2, 3, 4, tell me that you love me more. That is my title. So thank you, singer, whoever you are, because this is my title. And clearly I'm using several different alphas, and I'm not going to even worry about lining them up at this point. This looks really good so far. I really like it. The only thing I can think of is maybe adding something like kind of jutting out here and then jutting out here at the edge, or maybe even underneath here. Like I don't want a whole bunch, and I really want to add some more film strips. So I picked red. I might as well go with red, right? I'm going to cut this in half. I already know. And I'm going to have to pull up my paper that I already adhered, which kind of sucks. To fit these in. Okay, so that, and then that. Or should I go this way? Because then I can have my other mixed media there, and then I go this way, and it'll... Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So 1, 2, 2, and then 3 is where another place of mixed media is going to be. First I need to adhere this, then I'll move all of this stuff out. I will add this, put these down, and that will be my page. I'm not going to add any other embellishments. I might see if I've got one of those glitter drops from Pink Fresh, but that's about it. I'm really loving those glitter drops. I don't really want to use any of this other stuff. Yeah. So that's my page. Don't forget to check out everybody else who's playing along with Mix It Up Monday. Lots of awesome creators making some mixed media layouts. I hope you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.